Good morning. It's been a while since I made one of these. I'm currently moving to my new apartment down the street. Thank the Lord Jesus Christ. The feng shui in this apartment, like for real, it took me like ages to figure the right flow of energy out in this apartment with my had to make it work for too long, and I'm done. I'm over it. I'm so done with this apartment. I can't, like, it's so loud upstairs. Like, I'm done. You know, I'm ready to be done with this space. That's all. I know, I'm sorry for like opening with that little rant, but it's hard, you know? There are really only two things I would miss about this place. Being so close to the pool area. And the little play dates that my cat used to have. I know, I'm used to have. His daddy and I are fighting. Fighting about what to do. I don't even fucking know. Yeah, it's pissing me off, but whatever. I'm still pissed about it. Okay, because here's the thing. He was like, oh, we can do like cat play dates. And then I'm like, yeah, we should. And then last week he suddenly like, no, I think we should just, like, they shouldn't see each other from here on out. And I was like, what the fuck? Why are you mind fucking me like this? I don't know. And then I was like, okay, I understand if your cat is like being like, what? So I was like, you know what? So he told me about what was happening with his cat or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, let me help you then. I'll help you. Like, it's not even that hard. It's not even that hard. And like, I've dealt with worse cats. So anyway. But then, anyway, I think he's realizing that I'm not wrong, okay? That my advice is kind of right. Just say. Because, anyway, other events have happened, and I don't feel like I need to talk about it too much because I know I'm right. Like, other events have happened that confirmed that I was right. Just saying. But like, here's the thing, right? I don't like. Yes, I am attracted to this man, but attraction is not enough. Like, maybe because I'm Chinese, and in our culture, like, it's really about the sanguan, your worldview, your life, your view on life, and the way the way you see your world, the way you see life, and your view, your values, your view of what is important. This is good. This is the best bread I've ever baked. I guess I'm gonna have to keep making it. I wonder if there's a sourdough version. So let's see. I have a few days before the start of the term. Today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So on Monday we start our final term at the studio. And oh my goodness. Originally, I wanted to have been fully moved in and sleeping in that apartment before term started. But like, looking at the way things are going now, I don't have a car. My roommate's sick. I don't want to pay to hire movers when I'm literally moving 2 streets down. Like, you can call it poverty mentality, but maybe I'm just Chinese, you know? Like, I can do it myself. It's not that difficult or hard, you know? So like, and also I kind of feel like I want to take this more intentional method of like my lease here ends on the 12th of September. I'm giving like the furniture rental company is collecting the furniture on the 4th of September. So ultimately what I want to do is I need to set up my new bedroom space, and Vivi and I are going to fully move over to sleep there by that day, the day the furniture gets returned, because I'm going to maximize the ROI. Like, if I'm paying for the furniture, I'm using it, okay? Until the day we have to let it go. So I'm gonna maximize the ROI on that. I know. I'm so like, I'm such a Chinese like money. I feel like there's only one other culture where I see this in, where people like think about these things as much as Chinese people, like the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, like these shows where I'm like, yeah, you guys are just as honest about money as we are, probably. You know, like this is important because you see it as like material resources and like support, like physical support. Financial support is physical, like it's active, it's actionable. And I kind of feel like it's so weird how like in the rest of white culture, it's like so taboo to talk about it, and like y'all are strange. Maybe with the other Asians as well, like there are other Asians that are as honest about money too. Like I'm thinking like Indian culture, they are also very honest about it, but not in the same way as Chinese people. They have their own thing going on. Chinese people will tell you straight up, like, it's just about money, guys. Not just like cash, but like your food is money, time is money, everything is money. we have a gods of money, gods of wealth. Okay, like when we greet each other at New Year is hope you become rich, hope you are wealthy. Like, come on, congratulations on your new wealth. Like that's our New Year greeting. Okay, so yeah. Show me the money. So that was my little tangent on why I've planned out my move this way. And then after that week, I'll just move over anything that's remaining in tangential. And I think for me, the big thing about this move is like the reason why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it step by step and be methodical about it. It's very methodical. I realize I'm a very methodical person because I want to go through each of my things and throw out the things I genuinely do not need anymore. Things that there's no point in me keeping it in my new apartment anyway. So currently there are things that I've just disposed of. I'm like, I'm not gonna take this, like fuck that, you know. So I'm leaving that behind, or I'm donating this, I'm giving this away. So like I feel like if I were to rush everything and like pack them all into boxes, ship it all over, and then make those choices, like that's harder than like being in this space and being like, okay, I don't need this, I'm not taking that, I'm gonna dispose of this, and I'm only gonna pack the things I want to take over to my new space. And then when I get there, I'm gonna put the things in their right spaces for me, like just do the feng shui from the start. The feng shui in that apartment is much better than the feng shui here. So like my bedroom, oh, I sat in there yesterday, I felt so relaxed, I felt peace, I felt quiet. The wardrobe is bigger, the bathroom is better. I don't have a bath anymore, which I'm sad about, but like I'm literally tired of showering in a bathtub. I think that's just like low-key annoying to me because it's like the glazing on my current bathtub is like stopped being like a good glaze or a proper glaze, like maybe like a year ago. And then they told me about the process of getting it reglazed, and I was just like, I don't want to vacate my entire apartment with my cat and pay all this money to reglaze something. Like, for what? For why? You know, it should be included in the rent because of how much I'm paying for the rent, which includes the maintenance, the amenities, the security, the trash, like, anyway. So yeah, like I really do not, and I've always kind of like believed in like having them separate, like a shower and a bath. They're separate things, and ultimately in my like forever home, I want a separate bath and a separate shower. Like, this, yeah, like this is just this is a transitionary step for me anyway. And yeah, and I feel like with this new move as well, the other thing, and I feel like the only other thing I want to talk about right now is like how I've come to this point in my life where I've realized like I am committing to this path. And this path has brought me to America and the US, and like I am gonna keep acting for as long as I wanna act. And I've been wanting to do this for my entire life as like my main career. So even, yeah, it doesn't matter if someone's paying me or whatever I'm paying for. Like, that's tangential. And like that doesn't have to be the main source of income. Like, why tie them together? It's my purpose, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's what's gonna feed my purpose, you know? So I've accepted that, and as long as the sources of income do not take away from my time focused on acting and building a better industry for actors, building more resources and community, and growing the community that I am a part of, all this stuff that's like important to me as an actor, and I think that's why, I've always known like I'm not just an actor, like nobody's just an actor. Well, in the sense of like nobody, no, I'm just, yeah, wait, let me start that again. Let me start that thought again. I'm just an actor, but as a human being, like, because I'm an actor, it makes me multifaceted anyway. Like, I'm essentially just a vessel for these stories. And in order to be a better vessel, you gotta have a rich life. You gotta have things going on. And so in the rest of my life, of course, like, there are executive functions that I would perform. And I kind of feel like that's always been the kind of person I am, especially because of the startup history and experience, and like the fact that I am still a shareholder in like more than one company, like because of my startup experience. Like, I have worked with investors, all this stuff that like, and especially in the tech industry, okay, like stuff that like coming into the film industry, I realized like some of the things that y'all are doing is just like inefficient, in the sense of like it's too chaotic. It's spread out. Like, why? No, just keep it simple. And then on the other hand, like this whole like wasting too much money on AI just because you want to control the image of the story that you are telling the world, like, that is weird. Because what would I use AI for? As a technologist, as a software engineer in the film industry, I would be using it to automate a lot of the studio like functions, like things like budgeting, things that like I would use it to like make the person, like my producer's life easier, so that they don't have to sit there dragging cells up and down. They just have to check it and make sure that the budget works. They just need to like put in the inputs, and then the calculator calculates. And stuff that is like 20 years ago would have been considered AI, like artificial intelligence just on its own as a term. Whereas nowadays everybody talks about AI as like generative models. Like, it's They're not the same. You're using the umbrella term for a subset. Like, why would you do that? It's like saying this is makeup and like everybody, like, sorry, Ariana. This is just mascara, right? But imagine if you started calling every single mascara makeup, and just every time you talk about mascara, you're saying this makeup, this makeup, this makeup, and it's like, instead of saying mascara, which is what it is, okay, like, because there's other kinds of makeup. There's like foundation, there's powder, like, this is just mascara. And so these generative LLMs, they're just LLMs. They're not all of AI. And that's what frustrates me a lot. Because then I'm like, because people are like, oh, I hate AI. I'm like anti-AI. And I'm like sitting there like, why has the conversation come to this? You know? Why? Because then it becomes harder for me to build the things I want to build. You know, like, I would rather automate the studio executive jobs than the actor jobs. And yeah, it's easier to do that. It should be. And so, yeah, it should be easier to do that. The question is where and how. What is my point of entry into the market? Right? Just saying, like, I mean, since I already brought up the topic, I'm currently in the research and market research and early development phases of like stuff that I want to work on, you know, as an actor. Because ultimately, like, the real power is in the distribution. We all know that, right? We all know that the power is in the distribution. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna talk about right now. It's all in the works, and I don't know what to say about it because, like, I haven't found, it's all manifesting. It's all like in the process of becoming. And when some stuff is in the process, yeah, it's all in the process of becoming. So until I found the right words and the right product, what's the point of talking about it openly and on the internet? So yeah. Okay, well, I am gonna focus on my day-to-day stuff today. I'm gonna focus on my acting. I have 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 scenes to prepare, I think. For next week, I have to finish reading 1 play. Literally had to read 4 plays. I have 1 left that I just need to refresh my memory on. And what's the other one? I've been working my monologue. We have monologues on the first day. There was some other random drama that just didn't need to happen, that I was dragged into. So unnecessary. Done. I pulled my energy out of it and I'm done. I just need to focus on the work right now. And yeah, it taught me about myself though. That's all I'm gonna say about it. And I feel like I said some things in this video that were kind of like on my mind and rather private, but like, and I do feel like I would be embarrassed if like people, well, no, would I? I don't even know anymore. I'm so tired, guys. Like, it is what it is, you know. let's see, how do I want to close today? It has been a very like tumultuous last week for me. I don't really know why. Don't understand why things have been so tumultuous. I've been having, yeah, I just had a lot of bad luck with males in the last week. It's really weird. And like, surprisingly though, my dad and I made up after a fight we had. So, I mean, yeah, we had a fight about something else. That because we have very opposing views about money. Okay, my dad and I have opposing views about money, and I called him on his shit. He tried to call me on my what he thought was my shit. I called him on his shit. and, then, and then we finally made up, and he gave me and then he gave me some really good advice on a topic that I couldn't talk to anyone else about, which was great. Yeah. And then he also told me, I told him about some of the drama that was happening in at the studio, and like that like I was being dragged into, and he was like, his first response, you know, my dad loves me so much. His first response was like, get pepper spray and a taser. My mom was like, isn't that illegal? He was like, she's in America. I was like, okay. Y'all are hilarious, guys, and I love them. I love my parents so much. Anyway, he has pepper spray and a taser. I love him. He's hilarious. But not wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong. I literally had to invent a man to get out of a situation with someone I thought I could trust enough to not have to do that. It bothered me. It really bothers me. And then, I mean, because I thought about it, I was like, yeah, my man would never do this. Yeah. And it's so funny because I was feeling so unsettled, and then I decided to rewatch Blossoms of Power, and I was like, clicking on a random episode, and it took me to the exact episode with my favorite scene, and I don't even remember what number that episode was, but I just clicked on it, like my gut remembered clearly, and that scene is so good. Okay, the female lead calls the male lead out for being deceptive about how powerful he truly is. She thought that he was just like someone who wouldn't be powerful enough to like exterminate her clan if he ended up hating her, right? And she was, because she's going for a political marriage, which honestly all marriage is political under the patriarchy, okay? And I resonate with a lot of her viewpoints. And anyway, she called him out. She was like, you lied. Basically, she's like, you lied to me. And then she gets stuck in a fire. She gets rescued by another man. And then the male lead gets super jealous. he's like, what? You're abandoning me for someone else? And but like, he doesn't even touch her without her consent. He's the kind of man who would ask her for her consent, and he would rather have her consent. He wants her respect, he wants her love. He doesn't want to be someone she hates. Like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, my man would ask. And even if I'm attracted to any man, if he's not showing up the way my man would show up for me, he's not my man. So, yeah. Is it a checklist? I guess. Yeah. But it's my checklist. And I get to look at it and see whether the universe or God will bring me this man, who's worthy of being a husband, you know? Yeah. The other thing I've realized is that the final thing that I think I've realized is like, I'm ready. I've been single. I've been pretty much, I don't know whether, I don't feel like celibacy is the term I want to use, because in Chinese culture, you don't necessarily have like traditional Chinese culture, like 男女有别, like this whole like just not being in sexual contact with others is not abnormal. You know, this is like very normal for my culture. Like, there's no need, you know, like it is the normal. And there's no like religious like purpose for being like quote unquote celibate, which is in my opinion tied to Christianity and Western notions of like sexual purity or whatever. Yeah, I guess sexual purity is probably the right term. You know, I'm keeping my energy pure to myself, keeping it for me, and doing whatever I want to do with my energy without needing to interact with another or mix it up with someone else's energy. See, that's very like Taoist. That's very yin and yang, you know, like pure yin energy is what I've been cultivating. Yeah. And I've been doing that, I think, for like the last 6 years. Has it been already 6 years? You know? So I'm done. Like I'm ready for some like pure yang energy in this life. And we're good. You know? And the thing is, like, a lot of Chinese romance is like 一生一世一双人, like, or even more than that, like 三生三世, you know, 3 lives, 3 incarnations, 3 worlds, and you're still in love with each other, like 生生世世, like eternal love, like regardless of how many incarnations you have. And like that's like the depth of the love that we have, and it's not even tied to necessarily a religious dogma, it's spiritual. And I'm ready to manifest that, like the rest of the like life partner that's going to work with me to fulfill our shared mission in this life. I'm just ready, you know. And I've always known like I've always known it's gonna be someone in my industry of choice, because like there's something that we need to build together in the industry. So yeah. And I'm just letting go and letting God, the universe, the way, letting God and letting life. Wait, no, letting go and letting life. Sorry, girl. I feel like the stream of consciousness is fading. The energy is fading out, and I need to go do my thing. Maybe eat something. Who knows? All right, bye.